8 or 24?
Number 8. 24 was more challenging.
It's Monday, so that means 3 things. 1, I'm not your MCM. 2, it's a Mamba Monday. And 3, it's time for the 24 podcast. How you guys doing? I'm your host, the product of poverty's environment, the Pope Chuck Paul, aka I'm Batman. Had to do it. It's Halloween. Happy motherfucking Halloween to you crazy mother effers. Hope you guys enjoyed your week. Hope you guys enjoying your weekend. Hope you guys are trick-or-treating or doing whatever you're doing today. Hope you're doing it safe and legally and not hurting anyone. Whew. What a show I got for you today. Well, see, I tried my hardest to stay away from this Kanye West shit, but there's some things about this that I don't like, and it has nothing to do with what he said about George Floyd or about, about Black Lives Matter, or even about, what was I about to say? He said something about George Floyd, something about Jewish folks, and yeah, and this ain't got nothing to do with it, but with the whole slavery was a choice. Because if I want to go back to that situation, first of all, if you don't know, I'm West African. My parents are West African. Personally, I don't like anything compared to slavery because it's like they weren't paid. Like even when we used to when I had to work at Foot Locker, and folks would be like, "Oh, working like slaves." I'm like, "Dog, you get paid and get to go home, and you're not getting whipped." And then even like I said, you know what? Let me see what he meant by it. And he was talking about how what he's doing now, how he was signed to all these different contracts and whatnot. And it felt like slavery because, you know, when you don't read these contracts or you're not privy to the language, you know, it's like you're signing your rights away by choice. That's what he actually meant. We're not going to get into that, right or wrong. And even when he said it then, I said, I can understand that, but that's a terrible analogy, personally, because it's used different ways to put it, but whatever. And even so with that, even through the whole Trump presidency, I've learned to let people have their opinions. I'm not going to dislike or hate people for their political views and whatnot. You know, they might be questionable, but sometimes it's just more about what benefits them on the ballot. Because we got this whole thing where all Republicans are evil, all Democrats are good, and vice versa. I care less. I'm all about common sense. Also don't think Kanye will be getting so much negative press if he wasn't all buddy, chummy with Donald Trump. I'll say that. Because, you know, Steve Harvey, I mean, he sat down with him. A few black celebs did, to be completely honest with you, but that's not the topic of today's show. Episode 93, Can't Tell Me Nothing. Now we're going to get into it. So Kanye West was dropped from Adidas, Gap, Balenciaga, Vogue, 2 athletes he managed under Donda Sports. Jaylen Brown and Aaron Donald also separated themselves from Kanye and whatnot. Now, the funny thing about it to me is they're probably going to go and sign with another organization that's probably owned by Jewish people, which is pretty funny to me. And pretty much what Kanye was saying is pretty true. You know, the bank, JP Morgan Chase, you know, owned by some Jewish folks, they said they don't want his money in their banks no more. And you got these other companies who are severing ties with him. And it seems like it's more like we're doing it to be cool type of shit, you know? And there are clips out there. I'll probably post them in the comments, whatever. But I do have a few videos that I'm gonna show you guys. Videos I'm gonna show you guys. Some of you who are listening, you'll be able to hear the audio about other people who may have said things about Jews and who are now riding the Kanye hate train. And I'm gonna play the clip with Kyrie Irving going back and forth with Nick Friedel, the new Nets beat writer. That's gonna be crazy this season. And about how people tend to want to crucify black folks, or we'll say just Kanye, for things he said, but they let Justin Bieber slide with his nigger song. I'm gonna play that as well, also. You know, it's really nasty business to me. I haven't, like, watching people happy someone is losing their businesses and their ideas and their projects because they view things a different way. They're not causing no physical harm towards nobody. But yet, there's people who are still on the fence with R. Kelly. There's people still on the fence with Chris Brown. Like, he beat the shit out of Rihanna. Like, you even hear some women say, well, she hit him first. You know? We glorify rappers who talk about killing people, selling drugs and whatnot. Now, as an adult now, I could differentiate entertainment from real life. I'm not like these children out here who see these things on TV and may go and reenact them, or may think this is real, or this is what will have me living a great financial life, doing all these criminal activities and whatnot. I'm an adult. So I look at things a little bit differently now. And let's get to this right now. We're going to talk about, you know what? I'm going to play the clip where Charlemagne doing an interview. He's being interviewed by DJ Vlad, who's Jewish, Russian. And in this clip, Charlemagne talks about how he is
in Muslims.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even feel comfortable talking about this. I'm sweating right now. There's certain things I don't like to talk about, and I love Jewish people, but they're powerful. I don't want them to misconstrue anything I'm saying or take anything I'm saying the wrong way. So I would much rather not even have this conversation. I have a lot of great Jewish people in my corner. I have a Jewish conglomerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to think of the other Jewish rappers that we had on the list. There's, I think, Asheroth is half Jewish. I think we put him in the list.
Well, he needs to start claiming the whole Jews so he can start prospering, because he's doing bad right now.
Haven't really heard a lot of noise out of him.
Exactly. That's the thing, though, too. If you are what you are, claim it, man. Especially if you're Jewish.
And then you start kind of running out of people. I mean, there's Necro, I believe.
You know why? Because
MC Search?
Listen, I didn't know he was, but the problem is, like, you know why there's not a lot of Jewish rappers? Because there's Jewish owners and Jewish CEOs. They run these labels. They're the bosses. That's why I'm uncomfortable.
Well, what did Kanye say? He said, Happy Kwanzaa to all the artists and
Happy Hanukkah to all the label execs. It's the truth. They run the business, period, from Hollywood to the music industry, everything. And I mean, it's a very powerful mafia, as they should be.
You saw what happened to Mel Gibson when he went on his rant.
He deserved that, though. He's an asshole. Like, I'm a stern believer, man. Like, you shouldn't discriminate against anybody because of their race, because of their gender, because of their religion, because of their sexuality. So he deserved that. Whenever you pick out a whole race and say this race is effed up, or this race is foul, or this race is this and this race is that, you deserve whatever you get. See, the problem with black people, we don't have no power. No matter what we do, we can all click up. We don't have no organization that holds any weight. NAACP don't hold no weight. We don't have no organization that holds no weight. You can't speak bad about a Jewish person because they have organizations and they're a close-knit group of people in power who will bring you down. Same thing with gays. You can't say nothing bad about gays because they move as a unit. Black people don't have that.
I mean, if you do a racist comment about black people, there are repercussions.
When?
You don't just walk away from that.
Who? Give me an example.
I mean, Kramer.
That's because he was white. And nothing really bad happened to him. You know why nothing bad happened to
Never
him?
really heard from him again.
I think because he got so rich that he was just cool. He was making all that Seinfeld money. Look at Don Imus. Don Imus called them Rutgers girls nappy-headed hoes. And where's Don Imus at right now? Still on the radio, still making millions of dollars. You know what you do? When you call a nigger a nigger, when you do that, you just lay low for a while, and we forget. We forget. And once we forget, you just come right back out. Nobody cares. And plus, when they pull our card and be like, well, you use it in your rap music all the time. You use the N-word in your rap music all the time. It's like, he does have a point. So then you look like a hypocrite and you look like you're contradicting yourself. We have no power. That's all it boils down to. When black people when we get more unity and more group operation, and we demand the same things from ourselves that we demand from others, then we'll have some power. Until then, we don't got no power.
And that was Charlemagne 8 years ago. And you hear what Kanye said over 8 years ago. Happy Hanukkah to all the rappers. Happy Kwanzaa to all the rappers. Happy Hanukkah to all the record label owners. And speaking of white people and, they say nigger, whatever, they just lay low and we come back and forget. I'm going to play this clip of Justin Bieber. Y'all was singing Honey all summer. Like, I'm still in shock. Like, some of y'all never knew about this.
One less loneliness. One less loneliness. One less
Usher sounding.
loneliness. There's gonna be one less. If I kill you, I'll be part of the KKK. Like there'll be one less loneliness. There's gonna be one less loneliness.
Yeah, that's your new born-again Christian, and his wife has something to say about Kanye being anti-Semitic or racist. How about your husband? Have you ever checked him? He has another video out there where he's telling a motorcycle joke or a chainsaw joke, saying why are black people scared of chainsaws, and he would go, hey, nigga, something like that. And the girl, he said, no, chainsaws, and the girl who's with him says, oh, can you use motorcycles with that too? His career is still prospering. He's doing fantastic right now. So yeah. And as far as Mel Gibson, I think he has about like a good 8 movies he's acting and producing and directing in between now and 2024. So he's doing great. He's still worth about a $500 million. He's doing fine. He's doing fine. Passion of the Christ, Resurrection. He's producing that too. That's still coming out in 2024. So yeah, he's doing fine. He's doing fine. And Kyrie Irving have posted the cover of a video that's on Amazon called Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. And he just posted the book and the link. And the owner, Joe Tsai, said he's upset with Kyrie Irving. He would post something that's anti-Semitic or whatever. But mind you, no one in the organization that took the time to watch the video or read the book to know if it is or not. And a lot of people who read it, who watched it, said don't see anything wrong with it. And I'm gonna watch it too. I just found out the name early this morning. I'm gonna watch it on Prime probably later on today or throughout the week. And you Brooklyn Nets beat writer Nick Friedel, I used to like this guy. Now he just seems so corny to me. after the game was asking Kyrie about it and some other things that he had posted. And then it started to click like he's really trying to bait him to get a sound bite or break some kind of story. Because what pisses me off is this has nothing to do with basketball. Talk about why the Nets are 1-5. Talk about why Ben Simmons probably isn't playing well. Talk about that. But leave that shit alone. Because now it seems like they're really trying to bully motherfuckers into think the way they want to think. And my problem is this. What's wrong with reading something that you may deem anti-Semitic and reading something that may be pro-Semitic and comparing and contrast? Because that's how you have productive conversation. You read both sides and you come to your conclusions to what you want to believe and think. It's like when people say we have to have these uncomfortable conversations about race in this country and slavery and things like that. But people are afraid to talk about the elephant in the room, about blacks being there first. That's a whole other conversation that I'm not educated enough to talk about just yet, because I'm going to do my research on this shit. But yeah, I'm going to play the video now of Kyrie Irving going back and forth with Nick Friedel of the Brooklyn Nets.
Kyrie, while we're on the topic of promotion, why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults, and it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious, because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book.
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
Put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it? Do you see me in front of the
putting it out there,
the title?
people are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put it out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but it's not.
You put things out there for a living, right?
Right, but my stuff is not.
So let's move on.
Filled
let's
with
move on.
Anti-Semitic.
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can post whatever I want. So say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no people that you're making up, bro. Move on.
But by posting
move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
Anybody
Next question. Do you guys have any more questions for
and
me?
they're gonna say,
you guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a
anti-Semitic
clip. This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
Oh, this is another answering your question. Oh my God! Let's make another Instagram clip so we could be famous again. Next question.
Kyrie, basketball related.
Exactly. Right before the cutoff, you heard him say basketball related. Talk about basketball. Nick Friedel is a corny hoe ass nigga who's trying to get his 15 minutes. I don't understand why. If it's the next question, just move on. You and I both know it has nothing to do with basketball. And we all know when Kyrie says he's standing on something, motherfucker, he's 10 toes down. He's standing on it. You feel me? So hey, I'm sorry. You know? But yeah. Whew. It's madness, man. It's madness. Oh, funny. If you watch any DJ Vlad interviews with Tony Yayo, he consistently called his lawyers the Jew unit. Interesting. He laughs at it. Oh, and Westside Gunn changed his album name from Hitler Wears Hermes 10 to just 10. And you know, some folks would be like, oh, it's a play on words with the devil wears Prada. But look, you guys can't choose what to be mad at. Because motherfuckers was trying to make a news some clickbait and make a story out of Kanye wanting to name one of his albums after Hitler in 2018. But West Side Gun's been doing it for like the last 10 years. Don't have a problem. Peter Rosenberg of Hot 97 was saying only things about Kyrie. He says no, but West Side Gun is different. He's cool. He's not a hater. What makes Kyrie a hater? Hell, Rosenberg, one of the biggest culture vultures out there. You know what I'm saying? Why doesn't he start a hip hop show on a Jewish network and see how that works? Man, oh man. Whew. And speaking of all this culture, religion, and blackness, Atlanta had a special show the other day. I didn't even really Google to see if it was true or not, about a guy named Thompson, I believe his name is. Thompson, Johnson Williams, or whatever his name is. I'm sorry. I'm fucking this totally up. But how they came about with the Goofy movie, and how it was like the blackest movie in Disney, and how it came out to be one of the blackest movies in Disney. I guess it was just his interpretation of how this movie came out of Disney, one of the most racist early on animation companies in the world. They questioned how Goofy was supposed to be a country black man who was a little slow, and why did Goofy own a dog, and why did he let Mickey Mouse treat his dog a certain way when he's the same thing? Interesting, right? Also, they talked about how the Goofy movie was more about a black man with not one of the best jobs, not one of the best living situations, not the best education, but he was all about his family, all about his son, taking care of him and whatnot, you know? And it's funny because I don't think I've ever watched the Goofy movie, because it just seemed kind of goofy, kind of racist in a way. But maybe I'll give it a look now, just to, you know, just to look around and just to look around, you know. But yes, please check out that Atlanta season 2, episode 8 episodes, the last episode that came on. And I wasn't on last week, so I couldn't tell you guys about the season finale of Power. Whew. Man, oh man, you talk about being at the wrong place at the right time, or the right place at the wrong time. Well, pretty much. After Rock got Cartier clipped, so she could then take over the east side, like Baltimore areas and VA and all that stuff. But the other two dudes, they said, well, we don't need you no more. They went around her back and went with her plug, Joaquin. Funny thing is, his cousin, the girl who's getting slapped up by her husband, who Rock took care of, is now like his underboss. Like, she's there dressed like Victoria the 8th of the UK or some shit like that. She has this crazy ass gown or whatever, and she's talking heavy shit like, yo, find another plug then. Like, all right, cool. And also, you know, Rock got beef with the Italians in Jersey, so they go and hit them motherfuckers up first, and then in retaliation, the Italians came back on Rock. But before I get into that, remember, we have Famous, who shot Freddie. There was no blowback from that. Only thing that happened really, the door that creaked open after he caught that body, the old man in there was saying he didn't see nothing. Tore up the detective's card. So he gonna live for now into season 3. And also, Jukebox ran down on the boy that she was talking to that was at the church she was going to, because she put 2 and 2 together, figured out, you know, that he set her up to bring her over there. When I say she washed him up, 2 pieces in the biscuit, bang bang, got arrested too. And of course, you know who bombed her out, the other white gay cop, the shorty, who's going behind Detective Howard's back. Now, where do I? There was so much going on in that episode. I don't want to leave something out. We already got Kanan stealing work, and he's trying to hustle on his own and whatnot. you know. So that's going to be another story arc come season 3. Now, what did I leave out? Oh, there was a small part of the episode where Unique and Rock is having a talk at the diner. He's saying, yo, I'm gonna be out, me and we're all gonna do other things, this, that, and the fourth. And this is before Rock found out that the two dudes or whatever ain't gonna fuck with it. He's like, yo, you might as well come fuck with me, you know what I'm saying? And Unique was like, yo, you ever thought about me and you getting together? He's like, well, a couple months ago we were just trying to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? She laughed it off or whatever. They went their separate ways. Now, when the Italians came busting back, they ran down on Unique's spot, end up killing Worrell. They ran down on Marvin's spot. A lot of dudes got killed. Marvin ended up getting hit. He didn't die. He was knocking one of the doors so someone could let him in. Who let him in? The dude in the wheelchair he looked out for before. He let him in. They also hit up the motherfucking Bulletproof Records studio. And who gets hit in the crossfire? Ziza. And it's crazy because she was like, yo, after Crown got hit, my parents didn't want me there, this and the fourth, blah, 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 blah. Madness, right? So boom, she gets killed. Who's next? Rock. Kenya, Jukebox mother, comes to the house to talk to her. She's like, I'm right, I gotta talk to you. Car drives by, she's like, get in here, move, whatever. She gets shot in the back. Dudes come in, about to shoot Rock. Guess who's there? Unique. Bong, hits him in the back. Rock lives, Kenya dies. Then who pulls up? Detective Howard and Kanan to the house. That's the end of the episode. And you know that damn detective's gonna be like, why y'all here? She already putting pieces together. She's telling Kanan, oh, your father's Detective Howard, this, that, and the fourth. You know? Jukebox told her to watch her back. Man, oh man. I know. I think I probably used up the full 30 minutes this episode. Let y'all get out of here. Enjoy your Halloween. Eat all your kids' candy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they ain't got no edibles. Because motherfuckers is crazy out there, you know what I'm saying? But ooh. Before I let go, the Lakers finally won a game. We are 1-5. Who cares, man? Who cares? Like tea, grab from the shop. Street Justice. Like I always say, like, share, subscribe, comment. God is good. God is great. Thank God my paper straight. I am the Pope Chuck Paul. Peace out. Hope I ain't forget nothing.